Welcome to Age of Steel and Fire. Today, we dive into one of the most anticipated political events, the meeting between President Trump and President Putin. While the summit has been delayed, as of October 22nd, no official date has been confirmed. What does this mean for global diplomacy? Let's explore. Ladies and gentlemen, a historic meeting is in the making between President Donald Trump and President Vladimir Putin. And the location is not Washington, nor Moscow, but Budapest, the capital of Hungary. Why Hungary? Why would two of the world's most powerful leaders choose a small Central European nation for such a high-stakes summit? The answer lies not just in geography, but in strategy. Hungary is a member of both NATO and the EU, yet it maintains a uniquely warm relationship with Russia, and an even warmer one with Trump. This meeting comes at a time when the world is facing seismic shifts. The war in Ukraine rages on. The West is divided over how to deal with Russia, and America's role in global order is being redefined. Trump, who once claimed he could end the Ukraine war in 24 hours, now steps into a new role, that of a peace broker. And Putin, long isolated by the West, finds an opportunity to appear on EU soil, breaking through the diplomatic blockade. Budapest is not just a venue. It's a symbol, a chessboard, a place where strategic moves will be made, moves that could reshape the entire geopolitical landscape. As news broke about the upcoming meeting between President Trump and President Putin in Budapest, European capitals and NATO headquarters responded with caution, and in some cases, outright surprise. Brussels, the political heart of the European Union, issued no formal objection, but experts warned. This summit could deepen internal divisions within the EU and challenge its unified foreign policy stance. NATO, the world's largest military alliance, found itself in an awkward position. Hungary, a member of both NATO and the EU, is now hosting Putin, a leader largely isolated by the West. Some analysts have called it a diplomatic shock, a moment when a Western nation becomes the venue for a summit between two of the most controversial figures in global politics. But Hungary is no stranger to defiance. Prime Minister Viktor Orbán has long pursued an independent foreign policy, often clashing with Brussels and maintaining close personal ties with both Trump and Putin. This meeting is more than a diplomatic event. It's a stress test for Western unity, a reminder that within the EU, divergent voices still exist, and sometimes those voices become the center of history. President Donald Trump is no stranger to bold declarations. But this time, he's not just talking, he's making moves. His initiative to meet with President Putin in Budapest isn't merely diplomatic. It's strategic. Trump wants to position himself as a peace broker in a war that has dragged on for nearly 3 years. On the campaign trail, he famously claimed he could end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours. Many scoffed, others were intrigued. How exactly would he do it? The Budapest summit might be the first clue. Trump shares a unique rapport with both Putin and Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán. He's praised Orbán as a strong leader and maintained a surprisingly cordial relationship with Putin during his previous term. Choosing Budapest, neutral enough yet friendly to both sides, signals Trump's intent to craft a new image, not just as America's leader, but as a global peacemaker. But is the world ready to accept him in that role? And could this meeting be the first step toward a historic agreement? The answers lie behind the closed doors of the Budapest summit. If President Trump is crafting the image of a global peacemaker, then President Vladimir Putin is playing a calculated geopolitical game. His decision to choose Hungary, a member of both the EU and NATO, as the venue for this summit is no coincidence. It's a message, a soft but powerful counterstrike. For years, Putin has been largely absent from European soil, isolated by sanctions and diplomatic pressure. But this time, he's not just visiting, he's invited, welcomed, and engaged in dialogue. Hungary, under Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, remains one of the few Western nations maintaining friendly ties with Russia. Putin's presence in Budapest sends a clear signal. Russia still has allies within the West. This is a strategy to break the encirclement, a way for Putin to demonstrate that he's not entirely isolated, and that sanctions and condemnations haven't barred him from the heart of European politics. Meeting with Trump, a figure with significant influence in the United States, also opens a new channel of dialogue, bypassing traditional diplomatic roadblocks. For Putin, Budapest isn't just a meeting place. It's a stage, a platform where he can appear not as a symbol of conflict, but as a leader capable of negotiation. And if this summit succeeds, it will strike a blow to the image of EU unity. A reminder that Europe's geopolitical landscape is shifting and Russia remains an undeniable force. The meeting between President Trump and President Putin in Budapest is more than a diplomatic event. It could be the beginning of a new global order. When two of the world's most powerful leaders choose to meet in an EU and NATO country, one that charts its own course, it's not just a summit. It's a redefinition of geopolitical boundaries. Analysts are already asking, could this be the first step toward a new alliance? An informal axis of influence, linking Washington, Moscow, and Budapest? If Trump returns to the White House and maintains his personal ties with Putin and Orban, the world may witness a reshuffling of global influence, where traditional blocs like NATO and the EU are no longer monolithic. Hungary, with its unique geography and foreign policy, could become a bridge between East and West. And if this summit opens a genuine channel for peace in Ukraine, it may mark a historic turning point, not shaped by institutions, but by individuals with outsized influence. Budapest, once a Cold War frontier, may now become the birthplace of a new era, one defined by flexible alliances, unexpected dialogues, and strategic moves that defy conventional frameworks. Thanks for watching until the end. See you in the next episode.